Hi guys! You may have noticed that I am back in my university room finally, so hopefully this video will be of better quality than the last one. Yeah, I'm having a pretty good time here. I'm looking forward to getting back to my course though. Today what I'm going to talk about is the 10 most embarrassing things to ever happen to me. I'm sure there are much more embarrassing things and many things that have happened to me, but I thought 10 would be a good round number to do. So yeah, I suppose I'll just rattle off a list of things. Okay, the first most embarrassing thing that's happened to me was when I was about 11 and I went to my friend's house, like just for fun times, and her dad gave me a lift back in the car, and I thought he started having a conversation with me. So he was all like, hello, how are you? And I was answering all his questions, and midway through the conversation, he turned around and said, oh, sorry, I'll talk to you in a minute. I'm just talking to someone on my Bluetooth headset. Meanwhile, I shriveled up with embarrassment. It was the most awful thing ever. The second most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me was when I went to the shittest amusement park in the whole country, in the Isle of Wight, called Blackgang Chine, and they have these like model horses and zebras and animals, and I sat on a zebra, and when I sat on the zebra, the entire crutch of my trousers just ripped apart, and I had to tie my primary school teacher's anorak around my waist for the whole day, because it was only early in the morning and we couldn't go back to our chalet, so I had to have split trousers all day. That wasn't very nice. The third thing happened to me quite a while ago. I'd been out with my friends, I'd had a little bit too much to drink, and I was wearing a corset and I wasn't wearing anything underneath it. But I got so drunk that when I got ready for bed at my friend's house, I forgot that I didn't have anything on underneath it. So I proceeded to sort of accidentally strip in front of my friends, and then I fell asleep in a plate of baked beans on toast. That's probably not one of the proudest moments of my life. The fourth most embarrassing thing was I was at a club with my friends, also had a little bit too much to drink, and I leant on the fire escape door, which proceeded to open, and I fell back onto the floor and hit my head and had my legs open, and I was wearing a dress, and it was very horrendous. And no, that wasn't a good thing. But also, my friend did throw up in a potted plant that day, so I don't think I had the worst embarrassing thing. The fifth thing would be, I got so drunk once that I accidentally threw up in someone's laundry basket, and I didn't know it was me because I didn't remember, and I had a slight epiphany the day after in the middle of the afternoon where I thought, hang on, that must have been me, it can't have been anyone else. So I'm very sorry for that, because I did feel really bad about it. The sixth thing that would be the worst thing that happened would be when I accidentally got stuck in handcuffs at school. I was going for a box of threads, and they had these sort of really heavy weight handcuffs in there that had a massive chain that like went to the floor, and I put them on as a joke and they got stuck. So my art teacher put loads of Vaseline around my hand and tried to get it off, but they wouldn't come off. So I had to walk to the caretaker and get sawn out, and I had to walk down a busy corridor with handcuffs on, and everyone could see and they didn't know what was happening. That was quite embarrassing. The seventh thing that was very embarrassing was when I was 13. This is really cringe. My mum accidentally read my diary because, like, I'm a moron, I left it open on my bed on the exact page, and I was about 13 years old, and I'd written a detailed sex dream that I'd had about someone famous, and she read it and told me off for being rude, and I wanted to saw my own head off. 8 was probably bad when I broke my arm, because I was about 9 years old and I was trying to show off to some, I think they were 3 to 6. It was their play area and they were all swinging off the bar. And because I was 9, I thought I could do that way better than them. So I went in their play area and swung on the bar. But I swung so hard that I swung myself out of the play area and onto the concrete floor, and I broke my arm and screamed so loud that everyone eating their dinner stopped and just listened to me. That was at Charlie Chalks in Portsmouth that doesn't exist anymore. 9 was my first day of year 7 at school, and I tried to slide down a banister to impress my new friends, but I fell over and rolled down the stairs instead and cried. That was a good, well done, Rihanna, good. That's how you make friends, wonderful. And the last thing of my embarrassing story would be when I was sitting on the edge of a table, right on the edge. Someone came up to me without me knowing and pushed me hard and fast, and as they pushed me off, I expressed wind out of fright, and everything went silent and everyone laughed and it was awkward, and yes. So those are the 10 most embarrassing things that have probably happened to me. I will probably have to make another video of this by the end of the year, because I'm sure there will be at least 10 more embarrassing things that happened to me this year. But I hope you watched this video, and I shall make another one next week.